At this stage, I have to fill up the ticket table with data. And I have to alter the price table and the show table, because what I want to do is I want to demonstrate something called the cube rollup and grouping sets clauses in the group by clause. And I'm simply going to show you what I added. So I added a seats column to the price table to add a generic number of seats to each section, which I'm going to default to 100 anyway. I also added a price column to the ticket table, which basically assigns a price to each individual ticket and a multiplier. So you can imagine that different acts charge different prices at different venues, obviously, and at different times of the day. Sometimes a matinee in the afternoon is cheaper than a show on Saturday night prime time. So you have a different multiplier for each show, which is applied to the price for the section and gives you a price for each ticket. And then what I did was I took the number of seats and spread out all those seats to create one record for each ticket, so that there can be a specific price for each ticket that can obviously somebody can go through in a program and change it, and they can manually set the booking flag, or a program can set the booking flag for each ticket when somebody books a ticket and obviously the venue doesn't double book. Now I'm going to go through the script of what I actually did so that it's not a complete shock to you. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take these commands and I'm going to put them into SQL+. It's a little better to run these types of commands in SQL+ than it is in SQL Developer. So I'm going to just right click, so it adds the column, and I'm going to add this column as well, and then I'm going to add the columns to the price and ticket table for the seats in the ticket. I'm just doing this in order. I'm then going to drop the primary key from the ticket table. I'm going to drop the primary key index. Can't drop the index and recreate the primary key on that table without. And it looks like I had some conflict there. Alter table, invalid character. Okay, let's go back to here. I've run two commands on the same line without pressing return. Got to press return. See, it didn't do that. Let's make sure this was done. Pretty sure it was. That means it's column being added or exists. Already did it. Drop the primary key, and I have to physically drop the index because it won't necessarily drop that primary key index. Well, it did. The last time I tried it, it didn't. There it did. I will alter the ticket table and add the primary key based on the ticket ID, which is my new index, and I'm going to recreate these foreign key indexes on the show and price columns, and it says that they already exist, which they should do. I could be really pedantic about it and drop index this one, so I don't think I need to, but I'll do it anyway, given that I've created the indexes. Drop index. I shouldn't get any errors doing this. Copy, and we've got a command there which wasn't finished. I just saw it as I typed it in. This doesn't like that, not going to like that. So I actually did some of them. So that's what I've copied and pasted there. Somehow, okay, hit return a few times. We got drop, drop, create, create. There we go. Okay, this is a mistake because I've already done this. So this is how the ticket table is auto-filled. Right. Control C, click, right click, hit return. This is going to fill up the ticket table with 730 rows worth of tickets. So I'm going to truncate the ticket table, and I'm going to temporarily create a sequence number. A sequence object or number object generator is like an auto counter. I'm going to drop it at the end. This is a PL/SQL procedure. You don't have to worry about this until the next course. This is an insert statement. Again, the next course. All it's going to do is insert a row generated by these two loops. PLSQL gives you program control. In other words, it gives you things like for loops, if statements, and so on and so forth. It allows you to write modular pieces of code. This is a cursor, which is really what a SQL statement is when you run it in memory in Oracle. It creates a chunk of memory, runs the code, brings back the result. I'm just going to run this thing, and it's going to generate all my rows for me and store them, and then I'll show you what's there. And this might take a little while to run because it's running quite a lot of data on a very slow machine. Here it's run it. I'm going to drop the sequence and select count star from ticket. We have some ticket data. We have some ticket data we can actually use, and that's a lot more than 730 rows. Oh, it's aborted me. Well, it's not 730 rows. What I've actually done, no, it's not 730 rows. The reason why, this query here gave me 730 rows, and as I said, I defaulted the value of seats to 100 for every single one. It's multiplied all the rows added by the seats number of 100. So it's 730 times 100, which actually happens to be 73,000. So we now have 73,000 ticket rows that we can use to work some of the more refined aspects of the group by clause.